Namaste and good morning, everyone. Welcome back to our series, which was on a pause for a long time because as we were involved into a lot of things, there was New Year and new things coming up with that. But now we are back and we are trying to complete the Upanishad, which was taken up by us, which was called the Aitreya Upanishad. And for the Aitreya Upanishad, we are on the Shloka 3 of it. And with us in studio, we have Dr. Rajesh Sabera. We'd like to welcome him. Welcome,
thanks,
Rajesh.
bro.
Welcome back to the series. Now we are on the fourth Upanishad, the completion of the fourth one.
Wow.
We have done the Mandukya Upanishad, we have done the Isha Upanishad, we have done the Kena Upanishad and the Aitreya Upanishad now.
And this is the last part of it.
The last part of
Wow.
it. So today we'll be completing it.
So congratulations on
Thank
finishing
you.
4 out
Four
of the 10
major ones.
major
So
ones.
these ones which we are doing are the major ones, which were commented by Shankaracharya himself. And this one is also one of those primary ones in the 108 Upanishads.
Wow. That's very nice. So
Yeah.
good achievement, group.
Yeah, thank
So
you.
let's begin today's journey.
Yeah.
And whenever there is an Upanishad that has to be studied, it all begins with first the invocation. Yeah.
So I'll continue with the invocation, which is Om, let my speech be established in my mind. Let my mind be established in my speech. Let the knowledge of the self manifest, Atman, grow in me. Let my mind and speech be the support to the experience, be the support to experience the knowledge of the Vedas. Let what is heard by me from the Vedas mere be not mere appearance, but what is gained by studying day and night be retained. I speak about the divine truth. I speak about the absolute. Fruit may that protect me. May that protect the preceptor. May that protect me. May that protect the preceptor. May that protect the preceptor. Om, peace, peace.
Yeah. I think now it's on the screen.
Mm.
Om, let my speech be established in my mind. So you see, the mind becomes the foundation on which your speech needs to be established, right?
Mm.
People don't understand the essence of the mind, because without the essence of the mind, as the foundation, nothing can be delivered. It's the container in which you eat all the content. You need the plate. You don't eat the plate, but you need the plate to eat your food, right?
Mm.
So you need a mind, a stable mind in which you can deliver a stable speech. You need a stable mind in which you deliver a stable life.
Mm.
So everything needs stability. And the essence here, it is saying very clearly that let my speech be established on the mind.
Right.
And then, can we go to the slide, please? Yeah. Okay, then it's saying let my mind be established in my speech. So not the other way around. So it's whenever I'm going to speak, that speech should again become the foundation on which my mind establishes itself. So it's not one on the other one, it's both on each other.
Mm.
You understood? So it's a beautiful thing. If you realize this, that means mind and speech, they support each other. You understand? And then let the knowledge of the self manifest, Atman, grow in me.
Mm.
Means the knowledge of the self, that Atman that I am, let that realization, that knowledge manifest in me. Let that understanding come in me that I am the Atman, I am the branch of the tree, that is the existential tree. Let my mind and speech be the support to experience the knowledge of the Vedas. Okay, so let my mind and speech be the support to experience. So what will my mind experience? Whatever my speech is going to convey through my experience, let that be the basis through which I understand the Vedas, the knowledge of the Vedas. Let what is heard by me from the Vedas be not a mere appearance, but what is gained by studying day and night be retained. So retention of what I have studied with both mind and speech. So here it is telling us how to gain knowledge. It's through mind and speech. Is how to retain knowledge. It's again through mind and speech. And the mind has to be the container for the speech, and the speech has to be the container for the mind, both on each other. That is how you should be establishing your study. So retention of knowledge is also dependent on body, mind and speech. So speech is given a lot of importance. So here you have to understand that the mind, the body, and the speech, they are three pillars through which you can have experience. Sometimes people do not consider speech important, but Indian system considers speech as one of the most unique qualities that we humans have, because we use speech to communicate. And with speech, we can create things. Speech have help so many things to happen, right? You can convey your feelings through speech. You can convey your pain through speech. Your ideas through speech. Your past and future exists in your speech when you communicate through that. If there is no speech, there is no existence of that. And speech became through which people realized they could manifest a lot of things. And here, if you go back to the verse, it says this invocation is very important because this invocation becomes the basis of understanding what this Upanishad is about to say. I speak about the divine truth. I speak about the absolute truth. May that protect me. May that protect the preceptor. May that protect me. May that protect the preceptor. May that protect the preceptor. Om, peace, peace, peace. So at the end, from my mind and speech, I seek for protection from whosoever is listening, because we do not value our speech. Sometimes we make it so frivolous, we speak anything, we blabber. See, that is why Buddha put among the Panchashila, the fourth Shila is about speech. Yeah, because speech is so important. But how many people work on speech? You see, people just abuse, say anything with the speech. All the dirt comes through their mouth. And that is which is becoming the container for the mind. Then the mind resides in that speech. You understood? And that speech will reside in the mind. So the foul language will give rise to a foul mind. And a foul mind will give rise to foul language again. And both start breeding thoughts. These thoughts are also foul thoughts. Then foul thoughts, speech, mind gives you a foul behavior. And then you see everything collapsing. Hence, the Upanishads have made it very mandatory that watch and stay guard of your speech. Okay. And do not let your mind's container, okay, the speech be spoiled. And do not spoil the mind itself, which is the container for the speech. So both ways. How do you maintain the container of the mind so that it doesn't become a bad container for the speech to come out? Is by stilling the mind. Relax. Okay. How do you get the container called speech to make sure that the mind is good? Is by speaking good. Okay. By chanting, by reciting. When you do that, automatically the speech itself becomes a container in which the mind will start developing. You understood? So it is both way now. Through practice of meditation, you build the container for a good speech. Through good speech, you build the container for a good mind.
So that is what studying the sutra is.
Absolutely. When you study the sutra, you recite it, you put it in your memory, you're creating a container. What is that container going to do? Exactly what you have studied. What you have been fed through your ears is what your mind created thoughts of. What you've been fed through your eyes, the mind has created those thoughts. What you have fed through your nose, the mind has created those thoughts. What you have fed through your tongue, your taste, is what the mind created thoughts of. What you felt through your skin, the mind has created thoughts of. Here, if you look at the mind is just a creator of all that it receives, processes it. But the beauty, so it brings everything, processes into a thought, and the thought then actually like a manufacturing product, manufactures and delivers that in the form of speech. And hence, speech can tell us what experience the person has gone through. Okay, so feel necessary. He has to pull when necessary. He has to kick when necessary. He has to let loose when necessary. So that all skills, same like a car. A driver needs to know when to apply the accelerator, when to apply the brakes, okay, when to change the gears. All those things are important. So when he knows this, then he's driving the car safely on the road, right? So at the end, if you want to be a good Dharma driver, then you need to know how to be skillful in your ways and means to attain peace for people around you. That is how you attain peace for yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
I thought it was more about yourself, but
You exist because everything around you exists. You are just an outcome of everything around you. You're a product of all that has been, building you up. The family, the teachers, the society,
right.
okay, your own conditioning, okay, your friends, everything is building you up. And that is what defines the current you.
Mm.
You know, so if you understand this, you realize that you're just a representation of everybody that have put something in you. So you are like the mind of everybody who have made you. So you represent everybody. So if somebody sees you, they know, oh, what family background he comes from, what schooling he has come from, which country he represents. Everything is very visible from you. You are a sample piece. If an extraterrestrial species comes here, wants to know how these humans are, he can pick you up and go and study you, and he know how humans are, right? Because you are a lab piece. He can take you, study you, and this is what humans are. This is what they behave. This is how. Because we will represent the whole species, right? So similarly, we represent our own lineage. We represent our whole conditioning, our education. You understand? Our society. So please understand that when you are representing that, make sure that you become the good representation of that. And you become the thing that people, when they look at you, they say, wow. Like Buddha, he became the Shakyamuni. Even though as a king, lineage, a Kshatriya, he could achieve the state of the highest Brahmana because he was able to do what the Shamanas did, right? So he's considered great. So he used his skill set to transform the lineage of the Shakya clan completely, right? He put his effort into studying, understanding, experiencing the Shramana way. Even though a Brahmana, he found the way for the Brahmanas hereafter that they could also experience the same thing that the Shamanas were experiencing. Yes?
Now we'll move on to the verse, which is this 3.1.1. And it says as, what is it that ye worship as this self? Which of the two is this self? Is it that by which one sees, or that by which one hears, or that by which one smells an odor, or that by which one utters speech, or that by which one tastes sweet or the sour?
So, what is that we worship as ourselves? Now, here the word worship,
Hmm.
what is it trying to say? It is trying to say that what is that you hold highest in regard for? So, this self that you call yourself, what is it?
Hmm.
Is it which of these two it is? Huh? So, it's asking which of the two is the self? Which two? Is it that by which one sees or that by which one hears? Okay, so eyes or ears, or that by which one smells, or that by which one utters speech, or that by which one tastes sweet or sour. So it's asking,
Adding the five senses.
yes, very good. Are you the five senses or the experiencer of that senses? So are you the tongue? No, but you are the one who tastes through the tongue. So you are the experiencer. So the self that you are saying is not the senses that are experiencing. It's the experiencer who's experiencing. That's what the self is. So it is saying that which one of these two are you worshipping? The organ, the sensation, or the experiencer? Which one? So it's not the organ or the inner sensation. You're the one who is worshipping the experiencer. And that underlying experiencer is what you are. And that's the ultimate thing. So when the experience is not good, it's not good. When the experience is good, it's good. But that doesn't, trouble the experiencer. Experiencer knows what is not good to avoid that. Experiencer knows what is good to do that, right? So he does not do it on the basis of only organ sensation. He uses his wisdom also. When he is diabetic, he knows my body is weak. The experiencer says, even though I love the taste of sweet, for me it is not good and I will not take it. Here the experiencer changes his approach because he knows it. It's the knowing that brings the choices. And here it is very important that the experiencer, the self that we are talking about, has to be worshipped, has to be given its highest regard. When we say worship means you see it as the final decision maker. It is the ultimate. And that is why you give yourself unto it. And that should be that self, the experiencer. And that experiencer can be only understood through knowledge, no other way. So here it is saying by speech, one has to experience it. And by setting the mind foundation, one has to experience it.
Mm.
You understood?
Yeah.
Easy, eh?
Oh, what easy?
Easy, na?
Easy, but like because you made it easy, you're talking about don't hold on to whatever these five senses are feeding you. Because our the greatest challenge is like, for example, you're entering from like even from one scenario to another scenario, but your senses have already been fed by the first scenario. Now, because the transition can be so fast, moment to moment, right? You rely on these because otherwise, there, how do you be at that point where there is no such thing like and because you hold on to something, right? You take a raft to cross the river. But if you don't take the raft to cross the river, how will you cross the river first? Then second thing, of course, you should not carry the raft. But here you're saying, okay, don't carry the raft, but that experience also you let it go.
But doesn't it matter that you took the raft
Huh?
or you took the bridge or you swam? The one that was doing that, the experiencer,
Yeah.
he's the most important thing.
Yes, that is the most important. But here, practically, when I'm asking you that, for example, that experience which he accumulated by crossing that by either bridge, by either the swimming, or
But not the experience. We're talking about the experiencer.
exactly,
Her.
sir. The experiencer is somewhere or the other not there, no, most of the times.
It
Because
is always
it
there.
is always there. But then why is it so that we go into that?
No, so what happens is
We
when-
hold on, like
no,
here the
we hold on to the experience
exactly. Why?
because experience is where the senses live.
Yes,
See, everything wants to become immortal because the basic nature of self is immortal.
important.
So whatever is representing it is expecting that it also becomes immortal. Like for example, if I am the boss of a company
Mm,
and I have an employee
mm,
and I support this employee a lot,
mm.
he also thinks that he is the boss of the company.
Of course.
Okay, he supports somebody, he also thinks I am the boss of the company.
Of course.
And everybody think they are the boss of the company.
Yeah.
You understood why? Because they feel that that is the experience. You understood? So here, the experience and the senses that feed the experience, they also want to have the identity. They also want to have immortality. So something that you tasted was good through your tongue. Okay, you tasted a good food. It has become an experience. Now that experience wants to live in you as memory.
Obviously.
It doesn't want to just go. If forget the experience that felt good is there, but now the experience is so strong that the next time it's the experiences that is keeping on demanding the senses. Now the self is gone aside. Now the experience is demanding the senses that feed me the same thing again and again.
The experience.
Experience. You understand? Now,
So you are saying that self, which was
the self is aside. Self is behind.
highest,
Experiencer was the highest. If
then
you
formed a self.
then no, then see, first was the senses.
Okay.
They caused the experience.
Yes.
But who was enjoying this experience? There was an experiencer, the self, the highest self. Now, this highest self, which experienced this experienced sense, self with the senses, should be seen as three separate: the experience, the senses, and the experiencers.
But
Right?
they are one.
But technically, when you look at it, they are technically one
One.
only, right? Now, when this self, which is to be worshipped, which has to be seen as that little self, which is experiencing all the sensual experiences, the taste, the touch, the sound, all the pictures and everything. The senses are experiencing that. When they are experiencing that, there is an experience. Because there is an experience, there has to be an experiencer who's experiencing that. This experiencer is not.
Why is it that the senses are not the experiencer itself?
How can the senses be the experiencer? You mean the car is the driver? The car has to have a driver, right?
Yes.
Then only it will drive, right? The car has a driver and the driver also.
Because the taste which my tongue perceives is the taste which my tongue perceived, right?
Yeah,
So
but
it experienced the taste or no?
did the tongue experience the taste or there was a experiencer to experience the taste? Can a dead man experience something that is
No,
sweet?
no, no,
Can an unconscious person experience something that is sweet?
no.
Why?
Because
The tongue has to
the
experience.
consciousness is not there.
Exactly. The self is not there.
The self is
The
not there.
self not there. Hence, the whole experience is not there. Correct? So, because the experience is not there, even the tongue is tasting something sweet, it doesn't know the sweet. It doesn't know any differentiation. Hence, there is no experience. Hence, we conclude there is no experiencer. So, when you look at it, where is the applicability about this? Now, look at this. When the senses are fed something, then there is an experience.
Yes.
Then there is the self that says it is good or bad. Okay. If it is always there in awareness, then it keeps on making these choices, does not let experience make the choices.
Again.
If there is senses that feed, like let's say smoking. Okay, I take smoke and I liked it. Wow, feels good. Myself sees it and says, you like it? Good. Experiencer was the self that who enjoyed the whole experience of it. Okay, at that moment, it became an experience and it got stored in my memory that, oh, when I lit a cigarette, I smoked it, I took out the smoke and I felt good. And it was vouched by myself also that it liked it. Okay, it's good. That time the self did not analyze that what it can do because it said it is a one-time experience, you can have it.
Yeah.
Okay. Now the second time, my experience has been so strong that it is not going to ask the self.
How is this happening?
So I'm telling you, so what happens, the experience has been good now, it's been defined as good.
By the self.
Yeah, see, the mind has this state of conditioning. Once it gets fixed into something, it lives with that fixation. Okay, now, next time I'm going to smoke because of what?
Because of the previous experience.
Who asked? The experiencer asked or the experienced asked?
The experience asked.
Experience asked. It kept the experiencer away. Now, there's a craving that is born. Now, this craving is the experiential craving. So now experiencing, hey, last time we did, it was nice, na? Even he agreed. Even the experience agreed. It was good. Can we do it again? So we do it again. We assume that last time it was okay. So this time also it is okay.
What about that average 5 concept here? Like, what if you are just doing it because of it's just what's happening around you?
I did not understand.
Like, because if people around you do it.
Yeah, whatever reasons you to be, experiences, na? At the end, it's the experience.
Actually, yeah, not that singular experience.
Yeah.
But that even the
Everything along.
anything that is that experience is asking you that do it again because you felt it so good all the time.
Yeah. So either you like it or you dislike it. If you like it, you want to do it again. Who's demanding is the liking, the experience. If you disliked it, you don't want to do it again. Who's demanding the experience? Okay. So like and dislike, the choices are born because of the experience, not the self. The self is untainted. The self is not involved. Self is nowhere there. Okay. Hence, the whole conditional state, that is the experience and the actions that the experience is demanding from that person, becomes the cycle of craving, of coming and going. Okay. Now, the next time the cigarette is lit, the experience feels, wow, that particular moment that I want has been taken care of. My craving has been fulfilled. Now, after some time, it's become stronger. Now it is done twice. Now it does it 3 times or 4 times. The self is completely unaware of it.
Why?
Because the experience was so strong that the self did not get a chance to intervene and nobody asked. Like every day, the driver saw the boss wanted to go somewhere. The boss asked, can we go, sir? The driver said, yes, we can go. Can I take this route? I will reach faster. The boss said, okay, you can take that route. No problem. Just drop me there faster. He said, okay. Now he's taking the short route and dropping the boss there. Boss feels, okay, good. Now, next day, the boss comes, sits again. He knows that he's going to. So he doesn't ask the boss. He takes you there. The boss gets down, feels okay. Keep in. Now he has made that as his rule. So one day the boss realizes, why is he taking from this route? So he asks, hello, why are you taking from this route? He says, because this is the best route. He says, no, why don't we go with the previous route? No, last 15 days we have been going from this route. We'll go from this only route. No, I'm telling you to change the route. He says, no, I'll not. Why are you not listening to me? No, because this is the best route. I've been doing this for 15 days. He's not ready to listen. So the internal conversation is also dominant. You understood? So that happens because that trust was built, and at that time, we always say it's like the king's palace.
Mm.
The king trusts its ministers so much that the minister does everything. So he tells the king, "You don't worry, you go and rest.
Mhm.
You go and rest. I give you all the pleasure. What you want to you do, you take rest." He locks the king in the palace.
Mm.
He waits and runs the whole kingdom as the king.
Mm.
That's exactly what the mind does. Keeps the self away. And that is why in complete unawareness, only in conditional experience, people repeat their doings. They repeat their doings. So the fool keeps on acting foolish, feeds his foolishness with more foolishness and more foolishness and more foolishness, and he remains a fool. You understood? A addict knows. Even if you tell him, you show him all the videos, these people that, okay, okay. But again, he goes, he just cannot. And so if you look at people, they are addicted to many things. They crave for many things because it's the experience
Mm.
that is living in them,
Mm.
not the experiencer. And the whole process of liberation is to take away that thing that you are
Experience.
experiencing to the experiencer, not to the experience. You
Mm.
understood? So every moment is a new experience.
Yes.
It should reach the experiencer. But in between comes the experience of the past. Says, no, not good. No. It becomes the judge. It becomes that, you can say, the mediator.
Mm.
Doesn't let the experiencer experience in the goodness of the moment. So suddenly, one bad event happened. The whole day is judged based on that bad event. Then you fought with somebody. Then you carry that grudge with everybody. And even you will show that even with your kids, you will show with your teachers, you show it with your people, because that's what you become the experience, and you don't let the experiencer come in between, because an experiencer will taste everything differently.
Mm.
You understood? He tastes everything every moment after moment after moment. He keeps on getting good experiences, new experiences, bad experiences, whatever it is, but he's experiencing, he's there. But once the experience comes in, the experiencer can experience anything. But once the experience comes in, that is fixed. And that is fixation is what Buddha calls namarupa. You understand? So experience is namarupa. Because of that namarupa, which is being born because of the
Mm.
experience, you understand, the feelings come in.
File and folder.
Yeah. Then feelings coming, then the concepts come in, then the action follows, and then you live in that consciousness, that experience consciousness. So somebody who has been abused early in life,
Mhm.
you understood? Now this abuse becomes the experience. The rest of his life, he lives on that abuse experience.
Yeah.
There is never an experiencer. So the whole process that we do in psychotherapy is take away them from that experience into the state of experiencer, and tell them, now do you see that experience? No, na. The world is totally different. That experience was past. That was for the little one that will happen. But that little one is not there. At this moment, at this personality that you are, at this current stage that you are, how do you see the world? Is it really bad like that? When they realize it, the experiencer wakes up. The self that has to be worshipped is now actually being worshipped, not the other self, not the experience. You understand? So that's what this is telling.
We'll take up the next words.
Yeah.
It is this heart, intellect, and this mind that were stated earlier. It is sentience, rulership, secular knowledge, presence of mind, retentiveness, sense perception, fortitude, thinking, genius, mental suffering, memory, ascertainment, ascertainment, resolution, life activities, hankering, passion, and such others. All these verily are the names of consciousness.
Easy. What are the names of consciousness? All that you see.
Hmm.
What? It is the heart, the intellect. So yesterday I told you, right? We have two hearts. One is this for the physical heart that pumps blood for the
Hmm.
body,
Hmm.
that feeds the body every now and then. Then we also have a mental heart
Hmm.
that keeps on pumping awareness, so that we are aware of things that are there. So through consciousness that we call. So when this heart stops pumping. Even the mental consciousness stops pumping. We don't have any awareness, no knowledge and nothing. And we feel everything is gone. Okay. Now here it is saying this, it is this heart, intellect. Okay. And this mind that we were stated earlier. The now you understood what the mind was, right? Formed by the five senses, the experience that it was the mind that was created because it suddenly lived, right? The experience lived forever. That is the
Mm,
mind.
mm,
Because there's nothing called the experience that has the right to live for so long.
mm,
But you have walked on the sand, your footprints become your footprints. They remain there. Somebody comes and sees that, and the other person wants to walk on that footprints again. That's how roads are made, right? When you walk on the same footprints again and again, you get a path made. That is how conditioning happens. That's how neural pathways are made. That's where the mind exists. But there is no road. Somebody just took a path, but everybody kept on walking on that path. The things repetitively cause the pathway. Same thing happens in your nervous system, in your brain. These repetitive actions create these neural pathways, after which every thought will travel that pathway. You understood? So here it is saying this mind that we have stated earlier, okay, it is this heart, it is sentience, rulership. Now all the qualities that are coming, okay, the secular knowledge, the presence of mind, retentiveness, sense perception, fortitude, thinking, genius, mental, suffering, memory, ascertainment, resolution, life activities, hankering, passion, blah, 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 all the things that happen hereafter, which are basically experience.
mm.
All this is experience, right?
But what does it mean by these things? Like,
Yeah, so all these life activities,
mm,
your hankering passion,
mm,
your memory,
mm.
all this isn't that experience?
Yes,
They're
yes.
born from experience, they remain experience, right? Yes or no?
Mm,
They can be overcome by another experience. So here all this is basically they are just names of consciousness.
mm,
And you consciously live on those experiences.
mm,
Because of that experience, you want to only have another consciousness that is fed by the same experience.
mm,
You understand? Here it is saying that it is the heart, the intellect, and this mind that was stated earlier. So here intellect also plays an important role because intelligence, if it is more on the basis of experience and it's sided with the experience, it keeps on telling you, but it's okay now. Like a smoker, his intelligence, if it is more on the self, on the experiencer, bro, you're smoking, you're causing harm to your lungs, you're causing this, blah, 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 blah. But the guy doesn't want to listen. Okay,
okay.
he's siding with the experience, the intellect. The intellect says, what happens? You see how many people they are smoking from so long, never did happen. They will come up with an Instagram reels. Look at this man. He's 96-year-old. He's smoking a cigar, and he's saying that from early childhood, from 10 years, he's smoking, and he's still healthy. When we asked him, where is, don't you get worried about the doctor who told you that smoking can cause injury to your lungs and cause death also? He says, yes, I did listen to him, but the doctor is no more. I'm still smoking. The one who told me did not smoke has already
Mm.
passed away. So he's proving all the points that why he has to justify his
Yeah,
experience
yeah,
to
yeah,
come again.
intellect does that.
Yes. So here it is saying that intellect and the mind together, they are just verily the names of the consciousness. They create names, they create a world in which your consciousness lives. And that is where self is kept aside. And this is where the intellect sided with the experience. They live in a false illusory world because neither is the intellect real, neither is the experience real. This is past now.
Intellect is not real.
No, where is it? See, you are applying intellect. Intellect is just a conditional state. You can be intelligent in certain things only when you go through the experience.
But you say that there is this underlying
There
intelligence.
is always an underlying basic material
Mm,
that gives rise to all the corrupt materials.
mm,
So there has to be something good on the basis of which all the bad happens.
mm.
There has to be something right on which all the wrong happens. There has to be something that is
Yeah.
real on which all the illusions happen. Correct?
Mm.
If there is no, so underlying the whole fabric, the Isha, which is
Pervading all.
covering everything, is there. There is this common self that is pervading everyone, in which we have our experience of this experiencer also. And this experiencer is experiencing this world through the senses. But if he sees himself as small as just the senses, as the tongue, as the nose, and this and that, then he's seeing himself very, very little. If a tree sees itself only as a leaf, only as a flower, only as a fruit, it's seeing itself was so small. But if it sees that it has leaves, it has fruits, it has flowers, it sees itself as whole. That's amazing. That's liberation. There's not a single moment out. There's not a separated self. That's the Paramatma,
Hmm.
not only an Atma, right? And that higher self is what we need to worship.
Yeah, then even my decisions will be different after.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You will not just think about that little thing. One who realizes that it's not the experience that should demand things from me. It should be the experiencer that should demand that thing from me.
How will that be there without the
You can
experience?
find out now, is this craving born from an experience that was past? Is this decision being fed by the experience of the past? Is this so called like and dislike being done through the experience of the past? Not the experiencer, because the experience has to experience the moment. But the experience is not letting me be in the moment, it's taking me in the past. So I can easily identify on the basis of what that process is happening. And then I will let the experiencer intervene. I will let the moment decide. Maybe somebody has been rude to me all my life. Okay, hated me to the core. That day, when I meet this person and I want to do a deal with this person.
Thank you so much. And this is going deeper and deeper as we uncover it. But yes, we get endorsement from people that it is not something so complicated. Upanishads were the essence of it. Yeah, it may take some, you can say time or something like that. But with your guidance and stuff like that, it's easier for us to understand. So we can continue with it.
Yeah.
Then
Uh,
you were sharing about how and
no, you let's go with the last line. All
yeah.
these verily are names of consciousness.
Mm-hmm.
So see, consciousness is nothing but different states, right? And all these are just names. So do not get attached to consciousness. You understand? Now, do you understand what consciousness is?
Can I mean after?
Okay. Now you look at, I give an example. There's an iron nail,
Hmm.
okay, and there is a magnet. Okay. How do you know if both, because both look almost same?
Hmm.
Okay. Forget iron nail. There is a round piece of iron and there is a round piece of magnet.
Hmm.
How do you know which one is a magnet and which one is a iron? You don't know, right? So the only way you will know is if you bring them a little close.
Hmm.
You bring them the close, something is going to pull someone or somebody is going to go to someone, right?
Hmm.
Because they have come in a field. That's called the magnetic field.
Hmm.
Now, that means the movement happened because they were in the field,
Hmm.
right? So life started to happen. Movement, the field started to happen.
Hmm.
That state, that magnetic field that started to move the iron towards the magnet or the magnet towards the iron, depending on which one is greater in size.
Mhm.
You understood? It was based on the field. And that field is called consciousness. Like eyes
Hmm.
watching this bottle, right? Because it's in the field of consciousness. So this lives right now because there is this field of consciousness. The things start moving in and out. But can I be conscious about something happening in the jungle in Amazon right now? No, right? Because it is not in my field right now.
Hmm.
So my consciousness is just the field of my senses.
What about that in the, you remember in the first Mandukya Upanishad, the consciousness which you experience while sleeping,
Yeah.
these dreams and stuff like that? What about
So
that?
now my field of consciousness changes and the way my senses going to perceive that.
Hmm.
Right? So in my wakeful state is my eyes
Hmm.
seeing objects and I have a field of consciousness. In my dream state, my mind creates a field of consciousness in which all my senses work the way they want to work. They
And
live
deep
in that
sleep?
consciousness. In deep sleep is completely breakdown. There is an field of consciousness where there is no experience.
Okay.
You understood?
Yeah,
So
field always existed, right?
yeah, field exists like there has to be a, now look at the magnet. Now let's take these three states through the magnet. When the magnet is there magnetic field around it?
Yes.
Yeah, but because there is nothing in that field, do you experience that field?
No.
Yeah, okay. As soon as that happens, it comes in contact with a material like iron,
Hmm.
which it can pull, but it's far away. Okay, but it's still there. It's moving, but it's not coming to it. Okay, it's there in the field, but still not able to actually get pulled. So it's there, but still not there. Okay, wherein it is feeling like it is going to be pulled. It's not getting pulled. That comes the state like that. So that's all there. But once it comes in the fold, immediately it gets pulled. Okay, that's within the field. So being the field is always there. Okay, the field doesn't go away. But when there is engagement of the senses with the objects, okay, that's where the wakefulness, the dream state, and the deep sleep come into existence. So, deep sleep is where there is no involvement of any of the ingredients that keep the field engaged in some activity. Nothing absolute. So, the magnet is there with the magnetic field, but nothing to be pulling to, right? You can go into that deep sleep state also when you go in the night. Your mind is not having anything to hold on to, no, not to create even dreams, not even having the self experience. You understood? You only know that when it was out of that state, right? As soon as you see a magnet lying there, you did not know. But as you, hey, it is a magnet, man. You realize it only after something enters into the field.
Yeah, yeah.
You understand? You realized your deep state only when you woke up.
Hmm.
Otherwise, you did not realize there was a deep state of it.
Yeah, yeah.
You understand? So consciousness is also a field. So this Buddha explains this very nicely as the Buddha field.
Hmm.
Okay, you can create a good field and a bad field.
Can
Right?
you
Yeah.
explain
So
that?
Buddha says that your conditions, your states, they create. Now, when you create a field of your consciousness around the
Hmm.
world that you live in, because your joy, your suffering is all in the conscious world.
Hmm.
A dead body doesn't experience anything.
Hmm.
You know, you keep a dead body
Hmm.
of a man and the dead body of a woman,
Hmm.
and both were loving each other. Now, even if you put their faces facing each other to see each other, do they feel remorse? Because both are dead. They don't feel anything. But imagine they were a little awake. They were about to die.
Titanic.
No, there's a total different thing. Maybe they were completely awake, absolutely nothing. They are in a total different mode. If we just even separate them, no, they will go mad and crazy, right? The more you are in that state of senses, the more you go through this experience. You understand? But as you go deeper into it, in the deep sleep, you don't have that kind of experience of me or the other. And that deep state of consciousness is just a state of consciousness.
Hmm.
You understand? It is based,
Chit.
the field is there.
Hmm.
You see, but you cannot experience. Now, these two dead bodies, okay, they were basically fed by the self. The material is going to get destroyed. That self still exists. That magnetic field still exists. You know, but the body is gone, but the field still
Field is
exists.
there.
Now, this field is going to take another body form, another part it's going to go into. You understand? Now, when you realize this,
Field is the self.
yeah, field. We saw that Isha is the field, right? That covers everything. There is nothing that is devoid of it. So that field is there, right? So the field is there. Now this field, when
And
it,
that is why sometimes you enter some places, something like that,
yeah,
the manifestation is different.
Yeah, field remains depending on the conditional body state that you have. The electricity is there.
Oh, so you cannot condition the field.
No, see, now the conditioned state, like for example, the electricity right now going through this light is creating light. But the same electricity going through the mic is creating the sound, na? You see, so it's the structure, the
Structure.
conditioned form that's going to use the self and going to express. So we have these six realms: the ghost, you know, the hell, the ghost, the animal, we have the human, the
Asuras, Devas.
these are states. Now, either you toggle between this for the rest of your life, after life, or get out of that. Get out of that through what? The realization that this all are just experiential experiences.
Hmm.
Okay, but there is an experiencer who is experiencing these six states.
Oh, that is.
Somebody has seen these six. Okay, somebody is telling you to see these six. If you become the seer of those six realms, you definitely are not going there. I mean, you can come with you if you
If
wish
you
to.
wish to.
Otherwise, you can just watch them happen. And this, you can do this even in this lifetime, in this very moment. So, Let the experiencer experience every moment of life without using the grade and the scale of experiences of the past.
Hmm.
You understood? You need to clear up the footprints. That's what I said. If somebody hated you
Hmm.
all the life, but now he's here to do the deal, you will see him at this moment how it is. Why this should I do the deal? Everything. And then based on that very moment, you're going to go into a deal or not go into the deal. The advantages and disadvantages of the moment you're going to see, not based on the past condition. You understand? If you can see that, then you are experiencing moments as it is.
Hmm.
Understood? Now the last one?
No,
Oh,
second last.
second last. Okay.
So this time it's big. This one is the inferior Brahman. This is, if you have time, we can continue.
Yeah, let's
Okay.
continue.
This one is the inferior Brahman. This is Indra. This is Prajapati. This is all these gods, and this is the five elements: earth, air, space, water, fire, and all these big creatures, together with small ones that are the procreators of others and referable in pairs, to wit, those that are born of eggs, of wombs, of moisture, of the earth, horses, cattle, men, elephants, and all the creatures that are which move or fly, and those which do not move. All these have consciousness as the giver of their reality. All these are impelled by consciousness. The universe has consciousness as its I and consciousness as its end. Consciousness is Brahman.
Yeah. So now it's talking about this one, that one, if that separated one, that manifested one is the inferior Brahman.
Hmm.
That is the self.
Hmm.
Yeah, that is the Atma. But it is basically the Paramatma inferior self. Okay. So it's like the Rupa, the manifested thing, is basically a Rupa.
Hmm.
Because before that it was not manifest. So it's saying, and then it is explaining what is this inferior self. Then it's saying it's the Indra. That's also an inferior self. The Prajapati, the all these gods and everything, the five elements, these are all manifested thing of one basic Brahman, that one higher self, okay, that Paramatma. And then it's talking about the creatures, the small ones, the big ones, the procreators of the others. They keep on multiplying, the referable pairs, the male, the female, this and that, all together that keep on happening. Those born from eggs, wombs, moisture, okay, horses, cattle, men, elephants, all the creatures that you see, which fly, which move, walk, they have their consciousness and give them their reality. Everybody is giving them their reality. This electricity that is passing through this light is giving its consciousness, its reality, that it is light. This electricity that is passing through this sound box is giving that reality that it is sound. So at the end, Brahman is understood through different ways of conditioning, right? So when they are conditioned in that particular way, the consciousness that comes into existence gives them the feeling of that I, that separate self that is inferior, the Atma. But that is still basically the Paramatma itself, which is manifesting through that little object of manifestation. And here it is saying that all these are impelled by consciousness, right? Means they're coming into a field of existence. Universe has consciousness as its I. This universe also, the whole thing, because this is also there. You see, if there are parts, there has to be a whole. If there are pieces that you put into a puzzle, the puzzle itself is a whole puzzle, right or wrong? So you should know that even the universe has its consciousness if you have consciousness. Okay, this is very good, especially for people who do not believe that there is this thing that listens to them, the universe listening to them. They think that they are talking to a dead thing. No, the universe is alive because you're alive in it. You understood? Your cells are alive because you are still alive. If you die, the cells are dead. They have nothing left, right? But if you are alive, the cells are alive. The life force is still acting within you. And hence, if you can see, the universe has consciousness. So it can actually communicate to you because consciousness is all about interaction, right? So you can talk to the universe. That is why the seer spoke to the universe and said, let everyone be like this and let everywhere be peace. And it spoke to existential universe because they know that that also is there. And what is it? He's saying that universe has its eye. So they represent that with the eye. You remember?
Mm.
We see the
The
Shiva
eye
with the
without the eye.
ah. So this eye that is continuously watching, that's watching your deeds, watching what you're doing, right, wrong, good, bad, everything it is watching. It's also actually this eye is also the listener. Okay, it watches and it listens, it senses, it smells. This eye does everything, and that is why it says this consciousness has its eye, and the consciousness is its end. So this consciousness is the eye also, and it's the end also. So it knows when to start, when to end things. This is completely watching you. Okay, consciousness is Brahman. That consciousness which the universe has, that consciousness which you have, both are Brahman. So
And
if
that was like this, no? The three lines.
yeah, three lines. These are three states: the your wakeful state, your dream state, and your deep sleep, and then the universal eye that is watching this. So consciously, all are there. Now you tell me, you have two children, but they are from the same parents. Now both want to talk to each other,
Mm.
and both want to get the things done. When the parents are same, okay, when their lineage is same, when they are made from the same raw material that the mother and father are same, everything they want is going to be for them. They just have to communicate with each other. So when you look at it, the whole existential universe out there is conscious.
Mm.
You are also conscious.
Mm.
Now you speak to it, it will listen to you because you are of the same material, the same Brahman. You understood?
Mm.
You're not separate from it.
Mm.
The little leaf and the whole tree, they're not separate. They're the
Mm.
tree itself. So when a little leaf there wanting a little sunlight is trying to struggle, somewhere the branch just moves off and it gives it little chance to it. You go and up, you go up. This is how this existence works. It works in sync. That is why even Lao Tzu says the path, one who knows the path knows that do not obstruct it, let it flow.
Mm.
It knows because it will create ways and means. So hence manifestation of whatever you ever wished for, the goodness for yourself, the goodness for the people around, the goodness. If you wished for it, it will happen. If you wish for the bad, that will also happen.
Mm.
You understand? It doesn't know good and bad, but it watches what you seek out for and it will give you that. You understand? So consciousness is Brahman.
So why is it that people always have this, like now you're saying anything that you wish for and whatever you like, good, bad, doesn't matter. So why are people not able to manifest, or is there a challenge in
No,
manifesting?
no, because we just studied the self, the experiencer,
Oh,
plus the experience,
experience.
plus the organs of experience. Now they are still stuck in the organs of experience and the experience.
And they want the experience only.
Yeah, they're just living in that world. That is the
Oh, that's
world.
the loop.
Yeah, they're living in that. They are not yet broken that loop.
Uh-huh.
People live in that same craving, desire, fulfill senses, craving, desire, fulfill. They keep on wanting the same experience and experience and experience and experience. These senses will keep on coming based on the experience.
Hmm.
You understood? What you crave for is what you will seek for, correct?
Yes, yes, yes.
If you crave for a cigarette, you will go in only one search.
And as soon
Where
as
is
the
the pan
tapri is
stall?
in the corner,
Yes, you will go and search for it. I know a good Ayurveda teacher who was like having craving for milk tea.
Hmm.
We were in a very different remote place where there was no
No milk
availability
tea.
of tea. The guy at the age of 70 walked almost 2 or 3 kilometers to find one stall that gave him this size of tea, milk tea. But he wanted it. And I was shocked because he thought that he's not an addict. My God, at 70, a small cup of tea pulled you to walk. Where did you get that energy from? You got that energy because you're craving for it. Energy is a craving. And craving, when you start only craving, the energy becomes stronger. You look at a person who is weak, who wants to live. His energy for life is like he craving, he'll do everything.
Hmm.
So energy basically is triggered by that craving. And the craving is where the energy starts working. So you give, I saw one person who was alcoholic. So during that time, he was lying sick in bed and not doing anything. And they said, he's not moving, he's not doing anything. I said, why? Then I went in to see him. Then he said, he has no energy. I said, full energy he has. He says, no, he's not moving, he's not doing. Malo, go get me one bottle. I just kept the bottle. I said, there is a bottle. You want to take it? The guy who did not move, he started to move,
Oh,
crawl.
like in Munna by MBBS that
Yeah,
gives-
exactly. He went for that because that was the energy that was living in him, that craving energy. So
Oh,
many people, they don't realize they live in that loop and circle of craving energy. When there is a liberative energy that is not based on craving, it's based on the experiencer.
and what is the like? How is it different
Totally different. That this controls you,
that
you
control?
control.
But you're still in that cycle of it, right? Where you
No,
put
if somebody controls you, you're a
it's a
slave.
different, yeah.
And if
That
you
is
control somebody,
liberation,
you
freedom.
enslave somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if the horse wants to take you where it wants to go, you will never live your life. You'll live a horse's life
Mm.
because it'll take you to grasslands, it'll take you to water bodies, it'll take you to meet another female horse or something. That's not where you want to live your life.
Mm.
But if you depend completely on the horse, where the horse wants to take you, then you're not living your life. You're living the horse's life.
Exactly.
But if you want to live your life, you take the horse where you want to go, not where the horse wants to go. So same is with your mind. If you wake up, you take the mind where you want to go. And if you don't wake up, it is the mind that takes you where it wants to go. It can only take you to the experiences that it had,
Mm.
the cravings that are unfulfilled, the desires that were still there. It will take you there. So consciousness will manifest in some form because consciousness is Brahman.
Mm.
You understand? Consciousness will manifest.
Okay.
So in the last moment, that is why we say, what is your last desire will be the reason for your birth.
Mm. Because
That's the only
that's the
thing.
only thing.
Because
Your
consciousness,
creation will be based on your consciousness.
absolutely, absolutely. See, the architect's mind creates the design.
Mm.
Then all the civil engineers work to fulfill that design into reality.
Mm.
The same with existence. Whatever your desire is there, existence will bring all the materials to make sure that the desire will manifest. So we tell, desire something good, for sure you're going to get it. And it doesn't know, you desire for something bad for somebody. It doesn't know where to deliver. It doesn't know somebody because it is all everybody.
Mm.
It will give deliver to you only. You
Ah.
desire hate for somebody, it will give you that
Mm. Mm.
from everybody. Because it doesn't know, it doesn't separate.
Yeah.
It is not non-dual. It's not dual, it is non-dual.
Mm.
So it doesn't know who you are asking for. You're asking, no, they all should die. Okay, sir, he'll kill you. Because that's the way it knows. The easiest one is you, right? The shortest path is you. So it first happens. So never ever think ill about anybody. The ill will come on you first. Like Buddha says, if you take burning charcoal in your hand to burn somebody else, the first hand that is burning is your own hand. You are abusing, you're abusing somebody using abusive language. The first sound that is heard is by your own ears.
Exactly.
What foolish you are, to do it for yourself, unto yourself.
No, I used to like to be not for abusive, but when before I had met you or something, I got to know you had shared this. So in fun only we used to abuse, right, in between friends. But when you told me about this, what happens, then I was like, yeah. Then this speech and mind, I so obviously that something like that happens with you.
Yeah.
If you abuse, the first abuse happened to you.
Yeah.
So I was like, why will I abuse myself? Then after that, I said, no, 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 no. Then I don't want to use this.
So I have this little problem when I hear this language now.
Mm.
I have this, my ears, they just do not
Will
like
go
it.
crazy.
Yeah. But not liking it or disliking it doesn't create a kind of a hate or, dislike.
How?
I just let it
And
happen.
isn't that an experience?
No, I don't let it become an experience because I am the experiencer. I choose which experience I will retain, which not to retain. I still
Oh,
am the boss.
okay, okay, okay.
Sitting in the back seat of
So
the
that
car,
mean does
I
not
tell
mean
the driver where to go.
that does not mean the experiences fade away. It's
No,
still that
experiences will happen.
they will try to overlap, but it is up to you whether you let it or
You're going through a train,
not.
through the window.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember everything that you see?
No.
But you pick up some scenes and you keep, this one is good, I will keep it.
Yes.
You still are the one who is picking up. You go to a marketplace to buy some veggies. Do you buy all the veggies?
No.
You buy only the ones that you need. We are like that. Till the time there is this experiencer alive, you will still be making great experiences. But when the experiencer is sleeping, okay, then it's the experience that will be taking the decisions. And that's why Buddha says you have to wake up. Wake up who? The self has to wake up. Then only you will be able to actually experience reality as it is. Otherwise, all the experience, whatever it wants to experience again and again, is a illusion. Is not real. You understood? All the good and bad, it is measuring. You have taken one 6 centimeter ruler with you, and you're trying to measure the whole world with it. You'll find something small, you'll find something long. But is it small, long, and short? No, it's your scale that is deciding that. That's why Buddha in the Diamond Sutra says, Subhuti, the Mount Sumedri, this is a great mountain. Is it so? He says, yes. Why? Because you're saying it, sir. I don't know which scale you're using, but you're saying I agree. You understood? But in technicality, there's nothing called great. Mountain. So similarly, when somebody is awesome, we are saying awesome because we have a scale to say awesome. Somebody is nice because we have a scale to say nice. So all the adjectives are born because I have a conceptual idea of something. Otherwise, there is nothing to be conceptualized and nothing to be adjectified. Okay, everything is just verb. Everything is just verbal. Everything is just happening and everything just happens. If you realize this, you'll let yourself be a part of the experiencer, mode rather than the experience mode. You live as an experiencer in full awareness. Understood?
Yeah. We'll take the last verse of the day. Through this self that is consciousness, he ascends higher up from this world, and getting all desires fulfilled in that heavenly world, he became immortal. He became immortal.
Now he got to know, the self that I am, and he knows that self is conscious. Okay, the existence is conscious. Now he is using the self to talk to his higher self. The existential is his higher self. So he knows that we both are Brahman. At the end, we are one and the same. I just have to tell what I want. And he's able to ascend higher up from this state, okay, this world, getting all desires fulfilled in the heavenly world. All the desires, whatever it is. Because heaven is when everything that you wish for is fulfilled. Hell is what you don't wish for is being fulfilled. That exactly opposite. One is everything that you want, you get. Everything that you don't want, you get is hell. Right? So here it is everything that you want, you're getting because now you're in sync with the supreme consciousness, the ultimate consciousness, the consciousness that is higher self of yours. And that's your existence. So he became immortal. After that, why will he die? There's nothing for him to die because he's already ascended up. And this, through his realization of the self, the Atmanubhuti, he realizes Satchit Anand. And then he realizes that he is the essence of the Paramatma itself, the consciousness, the supreme consciousness that exists. And that is why he becomes immortal. And one who realizes he is immortal, he doesn't now live in fear, worry, anxiety, stress. He knows that the past, the present, and the future are just time frames. He exists in all three. Okay, because he exists in all three, he lives in complete freedom. That is why it is said in the Heart Sutra, realize this and come along. Let's realize this. You all can realize this. You're the experiencer. You're the experiencer. You're the experience. And they say beautifully, Gate Gate Paragate Parasamgate Bodhiswa. The Bodhiswa means to realize that you are the experiencer. You are the self, the ultimate self, the Paramatma, the Swarup of the Paramatma in this little so-called consciousness. But Brahman is conscious. Brahman cannot be not conscious. You understood? The ingredients that make you are basic, the ingredients that makes the Brahman itself, right? So that state is arupa, This state is Rupa. Okay, so it's the ice that melts to become water. It is the water that becomes ice. They are just states of condition. So we are both. It's like me talking to myself when I talk to you, but in two different bodies, right? Because this one is a different experience, that one is a different experience. But the experiencer of mine is experiencing this consciousness. The experience of yours, the experiencer of experiencing your consciousness. But the consciousness of Brahman is also there, is also experiencing us. You see, your cells are experiencing you. Whatever you think, whatever you believe, whatever you have faith, your every cell of your body is believing and going through that. What they are doing is happening to you also. So when there is lot of physical trauma inside your body, a disease or something, how much ever you want to be happy, you cannot, because all of them are unhappy. You understand? But if you look at existence and you take energy from that and say, hey, we can be happy, and you pass it on to your every cell, the cell also become happy. You just should know that you can actually transmit everything that is around to the ones that need it. You should allow it to flow. And that is why you become that power, that authority through which you will be able to do that goodness, that peace that you want to bring around. So at the end, peace, peace, peace is what the Upanishads want us to realize. And that can be realized when you realize that you are the immortal consciousness that is supreme, the Paramatma itself. Yeah.
Yes, thank you so much.
Thank you.
And at the end, we go again because they have given this flow. So we'll just like closing again. We go again with the mantra. It's like
Yeah.
where no, the one in the blue invocation. It goes like Om. Let my speech be established in my mind. Let my mind be established in my speech. Let the knowledge of the self manifest Atman grow in me. Let my mind and speech be the support to experience the knowledge of the Vedas. Let what is heard by me from the Vedas be not a mere appearance, but what is gained by studying day and night be retained. I speak about the divine truth. I speak about the absolute truth. May that protect me. May that protect the preceptor. May that protect me. May that protect the preceptor. May that protect the preceptor. Om, peace, peace, peace.
Testing. So, Om, peace, peace,
Om,
peace.
peace, peace, peace. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining. And may this help you realize that true self of yours, because now we have got what is in the speech. That speech has gone in us. Let that go in your mind. Let that flow within you and let that be you. Thank you so much, Rajesh sir,
Thank
for
you.
letting us, giving that insight into us, ourself, and what we are. And we are not separate. We are one together. And with the Brahman itself, and hope so we are able to manage ourselves because you know now who you are. Better take care every step and be aware. Now we know the importance of awareness also.
Yeah.
How important it is to be more and more aware.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for joining in today and hope to see you all again next time with another Upanishad.
Thank you.
And peace, peace, peace.